Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is your boy Schoolboy here with another live video for you all. And tonight we'll be talking about Lil Scrappy's part one interview with Carlos King, which was a very, very good interview. In my humbling opinion, I liked the interview. And I got to give credit where credit is due. Um, Especially when it comes to Carlos King and his interviews. When they're good, they are very, very much so good. When they so I gotta give him his flowers on that. Before we get started, I do have some housekeeping to get through. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is your boy Schoolboy here. If you would kindly like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Push the video through the algorithm. Make sure on your way in that you like on your way in. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can always hit the Cash App or the Venmo as well. Follow me on all my social media, which is Twitter and Instagram. I do have a Threads account, which is going to be the same thing as the Instagram. They are one and the same. I do have a Facebook page as well, so make sure y'all follow all things. Anything spoken on this channel is always allegedly or in my own opinion. These are my opinions, ain't nobody else's opinion. So if you don't like it, I don't know what to really tell you because it is my opinion. We do like healthy banter going back and forth in the comment sections. Just keep it respectful of one another when you are speaking to one another. And in housekeeping business, if y'all don't know, you should know, I do have a new reality dating web series, which is produced by the chef Don Don. It is a dating series. We are now accepting applications from women aged 30 to 50 to tell, your mama, your auntie, your niece, your cousin, as long as they in the range of 30 to 50. They can go ahead and put that, apply on down to the website. Go ahead and y'all make sure y'all apply, okay? And everything like that. So we want you to go ahead and apply to be on the show. If you so happen to have a business that wants to be featured on the show or promote your business on the show, no matter what it is, Black-owned business, go ahead and email over at schooloflove@gmail.com. Again, the email is schooloflove@gmail.com. So if you do have a business that you want to be featured, go on to get a feature. And today, earlier, me and Chef Don Don was on a live on his Instagram. I did go ahead. I can confirm that we were originally going to do 8 episodes, 7 regular episodes with a 1-part reunion, a virtual reunion. And now we have went ahead and decided to go ahead and do 10 parts. So it's going to be a 10 episodes. So 9 of them being episodes and then 1 being a reunion. I think I got that right. And if Chef, I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But I do believe that is what we are doing. So again, if you want to be a part of that, or you want to do anything as far as even doing the after show and being the host of the after show, you can also apply to as well on the website. So y'all go ahead. Chef has dropped that link in there. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so Chef has dropped the link in the chat. And also, if you would like to crowdfund, which means donate to the production aspect, we do have to pay the camera people. We do have to pay, we have to pay for the production. Nothing is free. Okay, we got to pay everybody, showrunners, everybody. So if you would like to donate to the crowdfunding, you can also do that as well. Chef can drop that link in the chat for y'all to do that as well. So that is the church business that I need to go ahead and drop. And let me go ahead and let y'all see the trailer as well.
In the big city of Dallas, Texas, a new LGBT web reality series produced by The Chef Don Don Productions, School of Love, Honey, we are now casting. Make sure you get your application in just in time for school to be in session.
So that is the trailer. We have not cut the official trailer. When that drops, that will drop out. If there's ever anything else or any other information that Chef will let me go ahead and tell, since we cannot break the fourth wall over here, I will let you this, either you'll find it out first on either his channel or you'll find it out secondly over here. We're gonna keep spreading the information. So my mama taught me how to speak to people. So I'm gonna go ahead and speak to everybody as y'all come in. Hey, what's up, Chef Don Don? Hey, Inga. Legendary Chair. I like that name, Legendary Chair, because that was a legendary point of when we used that chair right on down to that. Yes, God. Hi, Lori Parker. Hey, Alex. Who else is in? Hey, Symmetry. So today we're gonna hit on and we're gonna talk about um Lil Scrappy in the interview that he had with Carlos King. Now, I'm not going to be the most popular opinion on this, and the most people are probably not going to like my opinion, but it is what it is. Um, my reaction to the first part of it, because I'm just giving y'all my overall reaction. I'm not breaking it down, and I'm not going to play the commentary over again. I just want to be able to have an open conversation and dialect about what we watched in that interview. For me, when it comes down to Scrappy in this interview, to me, it humanized him a lot. Now, I know a lot of people. I've been watching Love and Hip Hop since the inception, Atlanta since it started. Now, he started dating Bambi, and I'm gonna be honest, I never really cared for Bambi. I've never have really cared for Bambi. But when it comes to this marriage and this union, I have to be honest with y'all. Um, they both played a part in the demise of the marriage. If we're gonna be completely honest, I know a lot of women want to give it all to Scrappy as he's the one, he's the one, he's the one, he's the one. Hey, Nita the Diva. Um, a lot of people want to give it to Scrappy as being the one that destroyed the marriage. It takes two. Okay, any relationship, it takes two. Takes two to make it. Takes two to break it. I know a lot of people want, and I don't know if it's just this feminist movement that's going on, or people with this feel or need to really push that just men ain't ish, and it's the man, it's the man, it's the man, it's the man, it's the man. Nobody looks at the woman and says anything to her. The moment that the woman says that he's done something to me, whether it be the most minute thing, it's the man's fault. But nobody sits there and really takes the time to really dissect it and look at it and say, well, two things can be right at the same time. When Scrappy moved on from Diamond after Diamond cheated on him with Soldier Boy, and he jumped with right into something with Bambi, that was a red flag for him right there. He should have took the time to really get to know himself and get himself together before he got with her. Now, I am intrigued to want to know, does he really think that Bambi ever really loved him? Because let's not play like women don't get in relationships with men for stability, and they don't get in relationships for things that make them um that make it easy for them in life, or they get with someone that it's a beneficial type thing, and it's not you know it's not that I really care or really love you like that. I may not be in love with you, but I might have love for you, but there's some sort of stability or something that it brings to you. When I think about Bambi and I think about her mother, and her mother was a drug addict, her mother was not in her life like that. You had Scrappy raised up in the trap house with Mama D, and he's been hustling and doing drugs since a very young age. You have to see that two people have trauma bonded with things in their past and their childhood trauma. Now, a lot of people want to give Scrappy that, you should have did, well, he terrible and, all the things that he did. And again, I take things that are shown on Love and Hip Hop with a grain of salt because we see where Love and Hip Hop is right now. Okay. We're not going to act like Love and Hip Hop has shown positivity when it comes down to couples and marriages, because it ain't. Okay, you got Kirk and Rashida that have played with their marriage for a check. You got Yandy and Medicis that have played with their marriage for a check. You had at one point Lyrica Anderson and A1, they played with their marriage for a check. A lot of people do a lot of things on Love and Hip Hop, and it's not necessarily bad. Now, I know everybody want to wrap it up on Scrappy because they claim that there's these receipts that Bambi has put out here to saying that he's still dealing with Diamond. I don't believe it. Do I think him and Diamond are friends? Yes. Do they have a soul tie? Yes. Have they dealt with each other before? Yes. Diamond has said, I'm not dealing with him like that. We are friends. And I think that men get such a bad rap on things because it's quick to say, well, the man didn't do this, the man didn't do that, the man. But when do y'all check the women? Because women, y'all enable a lot of stuff and then sit back and act as if you are the victim. Now, a lot of people will say, "Schoolboy, you a woman, but you gay and all that." I date women, and I know y'all can be petty as hell. Y'all can lie. Y'all can connive the best with them, just like any man can do. Okay. And I'm not going to sit up here and say every man is terrible, but what I did see in that interview was a man that really has done some work on himself and has sat down and self-reflected, though y'all don't want to give that to him, because I know it's a lot of women I've seen in plenty of chats sitting up there talking about, well, he did this and he did that. Stop projecting your trauma on this situation, because the thing, my thing is this: when you date somebody, and if you're truly courting someone and you truly dating them and you truly getting to know them and you really know their history, you know exactly what they come with. You're not innocent and you're not blind. Sometimes we ignore a red flag and keep on going with it, even though we know it's not the best situation to be in. Now, has Scrappy stood there on Love and Hip Hop and said, you know what, I own mine? He did. But sometimes for women, it's not good enough. I can say that I own my port, and you still ain't gonna say it's good enough. Which I feel like a lot of women are feeling like, oh, well, he just because he said that, well, it don't matter. He ain't ish, he ain't that. Okay, yeah, but y'all don't allow to give the man no grace and say that he hasn't grown. People can't grow. People can't grow. Y'all always still keep putting this man in this little, oh, he's a little boy. He's in this category. He's in this category. He's in that category. Hey, Casey Johnson. Hey, Norris Tony. Y'all keep saying, oh, well, he ain't this and he ain't that. Okay, but y'all have to take responsibility too. Y'all lay down with these men. Y'all have children with these men. Y'all continue to date these men, knowing you see things in the beginning that are not sitting right. So if they are so bad, then why y'all keep going with them? Explain that to me. Honestly, I haven't watched the interview, but him getting his family put out is a no bueno. I don't know if I believe that. Sorry. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I really believe that. I really don't. And the reason why I say I don't know if I believe that is because I know that Love and Hip Hop will try to make a story being be more salacious than really what it is. And I don't believe that woman had that. No, you might have, because he moved out, that you couldn't afford that rent by yourself And so maybe you had to go get somewhere smaller, but they flipped it on national TV to make it seem like you and your kids got evicted. Because I question Love and Hip Hop because of the things that Love and Hip Hop does. And we know a lot of times them storylines do not be legit. It's a way, well, if they had to leave, it's probably because she couldn't afford the rent by herself. I know plenty of people that have broke up and have kids, and once that partner leaves, they can't afford to stay there solo because they don't have the finances to do that. I believe she could not afford it any longer, but I don't think she got put out. I think that's the way that it's presenting. Y'all gotta take all, and here's what I say. When I take Love and Hip Hop with a grain of salt, I take it with a grain of salt because Love and Hip Hop is known to sit up here and lie for storylines to make things salacious. I remember Mimi Foss said in an interview, and which is the reason why she's no longer on Love and Hip Hop. They wanted her to lie or implement or play with her relationship with Ty at the time for TV time. Ty was like, I'm not for all of that. I'm not going to let you play with that. And when this man sat in the interview and he said, I ain't never been dead broke. But if that's the way, if you're interpreting Love and Hip Hop as actually being true life, then that's why a lot of people feel the way that they feel. And I don't take Love and Hip Hop as being legit. Sorry, I don't. I don't. Because you sat up here and you've had Safari admit that he's lied. You admit that Amara has said that she's lied about certain things. A1, Lyrica, I think even Ray J at one point. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't take reality because, and here's what I say: I don't take reality. I take it with a grain of salt because it's always going to put an extra splash on it to grab ratings. So I just think that she couldn't afford the place and she moved. But they made it seem like, oh, he wasn't paying the rent. Now, could if he said, look, I ain't coming up with my half no more because I ain't staying there because you don't want me there, or this is toxic, or this is too much for me. So I went ahead and moved out. Now, those two things can be true at the same time. But we also have to give it to Bambi because Bambi, you look who you hang out with the likes of. You hang out with the likes of Erica Mena. And I do, and it's a part of me that believes that a lot of things that Erica was going through with Safari and Sierra was going through with that ninja she was dealing with, what's that? The Eric dude. Because your friends can tend to be miserable around you, they will project whatever mess they going through in their relationship on you. Do I think he's perfect? No, by no means do I think Scrappy is perfect. But there is no perfect mate in my eyes. You just have to find you somebody that you can deal with their baggage that comes with them. That's it. But I do have to see, I can't take away from the interview that the guy did seem genuine and that he has done some growth. Scrappy is a lot calmer. And I can just tell by his demeanor, he's a lot calmer. And some people can really be like, you know, at the end of the day, some people, and I'm gonna keep it $1.50. Some people are better as co-parenting and friends than they will ever be together. They discover that, hey, you know what? We ain't good together, but we good. We good as parents, we good as friends, but we're just not good as a couple. We just don't work well together. Thank you, Doc from NYC. From NC for the $9.99 super chat. And this is true. We all have baggage. Ain't nobody perfect. So, you know, and I would urge you, Nita the Diva, to actually watch the interview. I would urge you to watch it because to me it sounds very human, and regardless of what y'all feel, and I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of people, I feel, with their commentary are really projecting on this man from your experiences, what you've been through. And I suggest, if you projecting that bad, I suggest you might need to go heal yourself. Because a lot of this, what this man is really talking about on here, I do believe that she wanted to make it look like she was the victim. I watched and sit, I watch a lot of times on Love and Hip Hop where they tried to make the man be, oh, the terrible, but you ain't do nothing wrong. You was perfect. I don't believe that. Bambi is not by a long shot perfect. But you cannot drag that man and keep saying, oh, he's wrong, he's wrong, he's wrong. Oh, well, he had inappropriate text messages with Diamond. What was the inappropriateness of it? Oh, well, he was in, don't mean they slept together. But because, and let's be clear, Bambi started messing with him while he was still with Diamond. And old school, and let me go ahead and old school, because I hang around a lot of older people that give me the game. Older people will tell you like this: how you get them is how you lose them. Let me repeat that for those in the back that don't understand. How you get them can be the same way as how you lose that same man that you grabbed. Bambi went from Basketball Wives. She was in that hot tub with Benzino in there. She jumped from the hot tub with Benzino in them, and then she jumped into being with Scrappy. And I'm gonna tell you this, women, y'all can dismiss me with that. If a man ain't taking his care of his first set of kids, why would you lay down and have more kids with him? Marinate on that. Ain't no way I would lay with a man, have children by him, but no, he ain't taking care of the first set of kids he got. So why would she lay down and not pop one, not two, but 3 children if he wasn't taking care of the first child? But y'all like to gloss over that, and y'all want to give it all to him. It was documented, but it also was on Love and Hip Hop too. Again, they did the same thing with Safari this past season. The same thing, Nita the Diva. They said he wasn't paying. When Safari rolled up that receipt and showed Spice, yeah, I'm paying. Now it might not be on time, but if he paying, he paying. What I don't like is this narrative of women jumping out here with this feminist movement. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm here for the feminists, and I ain't saying I'm against the feminists. I'm here for the feminist movement, but at the same time, you have to hold women accountable too. You can't just air up on the man and say he's wrong. It's not always the man. It takes 2 to make it, 2 to break it. So if I'm in a relationship with you and we're not communicating clearly, y'all ain't communicating well, if you're not speaking well, this man said the man said he couldn't even post his shows. He couldn't even go to a show. If he went out of town to go get money, to make money for the household, or to get his piece, Bambi was up there just upset. I've been in a relationship like that, where it feels like you can't breathe, and everything you do, you're being accused every 5 minutes. So after a while, it's like, shit, if you're going to keep accusing me, well, I might as well go ahead and do what you're accusing me of doing. Even if I'm not doing nothing, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. This man did not have a piece of grace in it. Because the image is the woman is always right, the man is wrong. That's what y'all believe nowadays in 2023. But y'all don't hold the women accountable for enabling. Because I remember, let me roll it on back. If you remember, Wasn't Bambi the same one that sat at the reunion one year in front of Erica Dixon and said he was paying? Y'all don't remember that? Y'all don't remember when she said that her husband was paying? This was when they was on good terms. And she told Erica Dixon, he is paying his child support. What are you talking about? So, like, come on. Casey Johnson says the movement doesn't want to hold women accountable. I see that particularly when it comes to Melody Holt. It's a lot of them. And she is one of them. I don't always agree with what Melody does, but I hold her accountable. Inga says, I definitely don't believe that women are always right. They're not, because women petty too. Women lie too. And one thing that I do notice about reality TV shows is reality TV shows are predominantly reigned over by Black women. If y'all really realize, Black women run that area of reality TV. Whether y'all women of color run that area. So any way a producer can make a man fit what society got going on, where society feels like, oh, well, there is no good men, there is no good women. It is good men and it is good women. It's about all of what you attract. It's what you attract. Energy. I believe in energy. You attract what you are. So you're going to attract, if you broken, you're going to attract somebody broken. If you got a certain trauma bond, you're going to attract someone with that certain trauma bond until you deal with your mess. People don't like to deal with their mess. Y'all like to run from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship. And when you go from relationship to relationship, and you don't deal with your stuff, what you do is you end up bleeding on people. And you don't deal with yourself. You got to deal with who hurt you. Because a lot of y'all that be projecting in these comment sections about men and be going this hard on men, a lot of y'all, I really want to ask y'all, who hurt you? Who did that to you? That really got you out here mad at the world because you can't find, oh, it ain't no good men. Yeah, it is. What are you attracting? Is there something wrong with you that maybe you need to work on? Because there is no perfect relationship. And I would never be the first person to believe that any woman that I'm going to get with is going to be perfect, because she's not. She's definitely not going to be perfect. And I don't expect her to be perfect. I expect her to be authentically herself and come to me the way that she is. Because then what that does is that allows me to deal with her or not. When I listen to this interview, I see a different man. Do I think that Scrappy has his faults? Absolutely. But there was something about this interview that humanized him. And it made me see him in a different way. And it made me feel like Bambi is capping on a lot of this. You out here about to sue the grandmother for defamation. We all know Mama D crazy as hell. And defamation is hard to prove. But you're going to any base platform where women are rah, 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 rah. I have yet to see this woman sit back here and come to a platform where the person is going to hold her accountable and Scrappy, and it's going to be non-biased. She's not. She's sitting with certain people because it pushes a certain narrative to make him look like he's the terrible person. It's calculated as hell, and y'all can't see that because y'all are focused on what Love and Hip Hop is showing you. To me, Love and Hip Hop ain't no damn credible source. It's not. Scrappy daughter don't like Bambi. Let me tell you something, Inga. I'm gonna break this right on down for you. Kids are not stupid. When kids know that mom and dad got tension and beef, kids know how to manipulate. Do I believe Bambi was that terrible to Imani? Nope, I don't. I see a young teenage girl that saw that her mother don't like Bambi. Her mother got an issue with Bambi. Her dad and her mother were not on good page. And guess what? She exploited it. She did what kids do. Kids play between parents all the time. Sorry. Because I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to tell you something. I did it as a kid. Kids play games between parents. And I'm also going to say this. If she was being mistreated so bad, why did Erica Dixon didn't pull up a long time ago? You waited to get on national TV to pull up on that girl. Reality TV, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I would have saw you way before reality TV if you were mistreating my child. I wouldn't have had to wait to get on TV to oh, now my baby daddy divorcing you. Now I'm gonna come up here and check you about my child. I would have been at your doorstep a long time ago. And it wouldn't have took me getting on MTV, VH1, or whatever station is playing on now for me to say something to you. That's why I say, and he says in the interview, Bambi is an angel compared to Erica Dixon and Diamond. He says that. He says that. He said, hey, cuz, y'all think this stuff that I went through with Bambi was bad? She's an angel compared to them two. Because we cheated on each other. He said it. We cheated on each other in those relationships. But again, it was the way they framed Erica Dixon to look like the baby mother that was working hard. She was this and she was that. She was this and she was that. Y'all got to understand, edits and production change the narrative and it changed how y'all feel about people. And you make your feelings presumptuously off of what you watch on reality TV. It doesn't necessarily believe that that is what is actually going on in their home. I gotta make it salacious so that you watch. I gotta make the clips look crazy so you watch. Because a lot of times, if you talk to a lot of these reality stars, they'll tell you that ain't how that happened. XYZ was cut out of that scene. You didn't see XYZ before that happened. They just wanted you to be upset about that because it was about the ratings. It was about pushing that narrative. And I'm not gonna say that people don't lie, neither the diva. But what I'm saying is you can't project your personal issues when people watch certain things or they don't like a person. A lot of people, I've watched them in people's chat projecting what you've been through in life. But y'all don't want to give this man any error. He can't grow. He can't be different. This show was filmed a year prior? It's all about narratives. And I do realize people do lie, but a lot of people lie for a check on reality TV too. And a lot of people will believe a lie before they believe the truth. Because the lie sounds a lot better than the truth. But you're not going to tell me, you're not going to give all of this energy to this man. And you know what? Unfortunately, and I'm just going to say this, if you can't give him what he don't give me, unfortunately, I'm sorry. That's messed up. Because that means if you can never see my growth and you using my past as being how you determine who I am now, then I wouldn't even want to be around a person like that. No disrespect. Because what it tells me is that you're not allowing me to grow. Why doesn't the women ever get the smoke for being just as bad or not worse than the man? Asking respectfully, because the society likes to play the narrative that the woman is always the victim. The victim, I see. I say people like this. I say people are not always victims. Sometimes they're a volunteer of the situation. Meaning, you can't sit here in front of me and play victim on something when you volunteered for it and you knew what it was when you signed up for the situation. That's how I see it. Because we're not stupid, dumb, or blind when we get into a relationship with someone. We know exactly what a person comes with and we see what it is. If you truly date somebody, and when I mean date, I'm talking about court. Not you laying up in the house watching Netflix and chilling, or she come over your house a couple days, all of a sudden she done moved in and y'all together, but really court a woman, really take her out on dates, really go places, go out to eat, do things, really get to know her before you start sleeping with her. Before you begin that soul tie, really date her, then you will understand how that woman works, and that woman will understand how that man works. People don't date no more. So Nita the Diva says, so we say we hope they have growth. We saw what we saw with Erica and Diamond, but we supposed to think he's someone different when he's the same. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna just say this. If that's the way you feel, because you're basing it off what you've seen on reality TV and you don't want to get them, just say you don't want to get a man no grace. Because at the end of the day, when we all stand the test of God, God is the only one that can judge us. And we all got a past. My past ain't perfect with women either. I've done my fair share of womenizing, cheating, and being bad too. But I'm not who I was before. But if a woman only can see my past and she can't even see my growth, then I don't need to be with her. But I still see people will still see that interview. And I'm just going to say this. People will still see that interview and still say he's terrible. And God bless you if that's what you feel. Because at the end of the day, I would never hold Bambi's past against her. I will not hold Bambi's past against her. And I will understand that eventually she will have growth too. I have to give people the room of having growth. And if you're not going to give somebody the room to have growth, then that's cool. But I guess I'm just not that judgmental. And I also don't know this man personally. And I also don't know this man. I don't sleep with him or none of that. But I can be objective with someone enough to say that I understand that the man is not perfect and nobody is perfect and everybody got a pass. But I also understand that they're still human and they make mistakes. But I get it. Everybody don't see things like me and I don't take it personal. That's just a level of growth that I'm at. And I understand that everybody ain't always on the same level of growth as you, and everybody don't see things the way you see them. But I'm not gonna be on the Scrappy hate train because of what their mate says, or because of what Bambi says. Because Bambi is upset about how they ended. But Bambi doesn't want to take responsibility for Bambi's part in it too. Again, I'm gonna say this: it takes two to make it. and 2, to break it. But again, he said in the interview, she wrote in a diary all the things that she did not like about him. He stumbled across it and read it. And when he read that and he looked at how much she didn't like him, it hurt him because of how much he loved her. So when someone will write in a diary how much they don't like you, and you run across that as even just as a person and dating someone, like that hurts. And this is the mother of your kids that's saying this nasty stuff about you in your in the diary. And he does say that it he shouldn't have read the diary. But at the end of the day, it does hurt. So he ain't supposed to have feelings. Like that's crazy. Annie B, I don't believe it takes 2 to break it. One person can break it. Okay. Well, you must believe that you perfect. You must believe that you're perfect. Because everybody has plays a part in the demise in a relationship. You must think you walk on water. And there ain't nobody walking on water like that. I'm sorry. But if you haven't watched the interview, you might want to watch the interview before you judge it. I just think that she probably didn't want to try anymore because, like most people do in relationships nowadays, as soon as it gets hard, nobody wants to try and they just want to up and quit. It's easier to up and quit something instead of putting in the work. Nobody wants to put in work in relationships anymore. It's easier just to say, you know what, I throw my hands up. This ain't what I want anymore. No, I don't believe I'm perfect. I believe that one person can mess up relationship. Again, it takes 2, and you don't have to agree with me. People do participate in the demise. Sorry, I just don't. I think all should watch the interview tomorrow. In my opinion, one of the best I've seen in a long while, and it is. And I think that people should really open their eyes to it and stop looking as it is, oh, you just don't like him, or you're projecting from a space of hurt where you are still at. And we don't have to agree, and I'm cool. Again, I'm okay. I don't have to agree because I'm emotionally intelligent enough to understand that people don't have to agree with me. But I do understand that when you get in a relationship, it's not me, it's we. And if you're operating in a space of me and not we, it will not work. And he did say that he's made his mistake. He said on real hip love and hip hop, I apologize for my part in it. She accepted his apology. And at the end of the day, they are who they are as a couple. But I do think that they are better as friends instead of being together. Some people are just better as being friends and not together. And I get it. Nowadays, like I said, as soon as a man makes one mistake, he's terrible. As soon as a woman makes one mistake, she's terrible. But it doesn't make that person a terrible person, and it doesn't mean that they can't grow and they can't be better. I suggest people watch the interview before you judge it. And they are the only two that know what really happened in that marriage. You're absolutely right, Casey Johnson. They are the only two that really know what happened. But I'm also not stupid to think that everything that I see on reality TV is true. Because again, this is a woman that had 3 children by a man, this man. And if he wasn't ish, why did you lay down and continue to have children with him? That's where I have to hold you accountable as a woman. You were at one point defending him to Erica Dixon. Now, all of a sudden, when it's you in a different end and it's not working, now he's terrible. Again, I look at people's actions and I look at everything logically, and I look at everything from beginning to end. And simply, I look at one, you're correct. You can make mistakes and mess up, but that doesn't mean he's a horrible person. Baby, we all need grace and mercy every day. And it's true. We all sin and fall short of the grace of God every day. So there is no one person above another person or that's telling somebody that they are better than an individual. All I'm saying is watch the interview, because I had my feelings towards it as well too. And I felt Scrappy was terrible. I'm like, dang, you letting your kids get evicted, you doing this and you doing that, and you doing this and you doing that. But when I watched that interview and I went into it with an open mind, because I was curious to see what he had to say. Not all of the things that Bambi has been running around from platform to platform. I wanted to see what he had to say. When I sat down and listened to what he had to say and how he talked from the inception of starting his career to the time that him and Erica were together, him getting on Love and Hip Hop, the fact that their relationship was tumultuous, they both were cheating on each other, how he cheated on her with Diamond, him and Diamond were constantly cheating on each other as well. How he met Bambi, and him and Diamond were just ending and Bambi came into play, and the dynamic, I have a totally different view on it. But that's because I went into it with an open mind. Chef Don, you a fool for this one. Bambi didn't even talk about her real age. I don't believe if she say. I don't either. Anybody that can't say you what your true age is, I wonder about you too. And by no means do I think that she's an angel about anything. So for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap up this reaction video, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna watch the second video that drops next Tuesday. That's coming out, which is the second part, and how Carlos left it off is where he asked Scrappy, does he believe that Bambi really loved him? I would love to see what he's gonna say in response to that, because I do believe that I've always questioned whether Bambi was really into him. Or if she was just into the fact that he could bring her into Love and Hip Hop, and that was the steady paycheck. I've always wondered that. And Casey Johnson says, even if was doing all the things she said, what does it benefit their kids to have all it out in the public? They're young now, but they will grow up. True. And he did make her transition to ATL easier. That's my opinion. And I was actually surprised that they actually got married in my eyes, because I never thought that they was actually gonna make it to the altar. But she was so adamant about digging into Erica Dixon that, oh, I married him, I married him, I married him, I married him. But you now are also divorced from him too. So what was the flex? It's just interesting to me. All I can say is I urge you, and I don't really go up for everything that Carlos King does, but this interview was a really interview where he did not do constant, oh girl, and yeah. He really had a solid conversation with a black man and had an intelligent conversation, and it was really broken down and it really explains things. Now, if you go and watch the interview and still don't want to believe that he is he's taking accountability or you don't see any growth, that's a choice. And I know that people may not agree with me in this live, and hey, it is what it is. But I'm not just gonna keep throwing everything on a man as being he's the problem, he's the problem, he's the problem, he's the problem. When women are not taking accountability for their actions. Y'all have to stop projecting your pain on other people. And because you identify with that woman, automatically believing her and discounting the man's feelings. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna say that's what I took from the interview. This is my reaction on the interview. Again, check it out on Carlos King's page. At least have an open mind. That's all I'm gonna say to the man. At least have an open mind. That you know, go into it with an open mind. If you can't go into it with an open mind, then I don't really know. I don't really know. I don't know what to tell you. Thank y'all for Nita the Diva says most those husbands be cheating anyway, but yeah, I ain't even gonna get into that because y'all don't even really want to have a real conversation on cheating and all of that. Because I'm not even gonna get on that. Y'all have a good evening. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Look out for more content. I'll probably come to y'all on Friday with another hot topics. Make sure y'all actually share around the application for School of Love. Now I'm rambling because that threw me off, and that's very triggering because I get so tired of that cheating shit. And I'm just gonna say that real quick that it takes two to cheat, and what you get what you allow. Again, there ain't no victims in cheating. And a lot of y'all like to put that cheating shit out there. Well, most of them cheating anyway. Everybody ain't cheating. Y'all got to stop projecting. But y'all have a blessed evening. And I will say sage yourself and really look within and figure out why y'all out here projecting like this, because this is terrible.
In the big city of Dallas, Texas, a new LGBT web reality series produced by D Chef Don Don Productions, School of Love. Honey, we are now casting. Make sure you get your application in just in time for school to be in session.